Welcome to Fomo Consulting for your daily AMC stock analysis video on Thursday, May 6th. Ladies and gentlemen, the numbers don't lie. The earnings report just came out. The call just concluded, and I could not be more excited, more bullish about AMC and the future of the company and the stock. And as always, the apes are winning, the diamond hands are winning, and most importantly, the retail investor is winning. And I have a prediction at the very end of the video. So as always, if you find this video informative and entertaining, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It's a newer channel, and I would certainly appreciate the support. Let's get into the video. So I would like to thank everyone personally that has liked, shared, commented, and subscribed. Again, I cannot thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. So let's start with a quote. In our struggle for freedom, financial freedom, truth is the only weapon we possess. The numbers do not lie. The trends do not lie, regardless of what you are told, what you are exposed to, the journalism around AMC, all the negative press that will likely come out tomorrow. Believe that the facts are the truth. The numbers do not lie, by the Dalai Lama. So let's look at the broader market today. It was a good day overall. The market kind of, started off a little sluggish, sold off a little bit, and by the end of the day, it really did recover. Inevitably, probably waiting on some of the reports for tomorrow morning. The decliners still outweighed the advancers, believe it or not. Tech had a decent day. The big blue chip stocks had a decent day. Dow was up. NASDAQ was up, and S&P was up. So overall, good day on the market. So let's look at how AMC stock trended to the broader market. We did close at $9 even, down 17 cents or 1.85%. We are up a little bit after hours, probably more so by 8 o'clock. But overall, AMC pretty well trended with the broader market, but we were heavily attacked. Obviously, the shorts are not giving up easily. They were certainly pressing it down leading up to earnings, and we'll get into that very shortly. So this is a view on the hourly chart over the last month or so. This is just a reaffirmation that just basically a week ago, we were at $12. This is a very volatile stock, as we all know. Are we down today? Have we been down this week? Absolutely. Has it been manipulated? Certainly. But we have the ability to recover in short order. We have had 25% days. We've had 15% days. I am not concerned whatsoever. So we're going to invent a completely new phenomenon today. Everyone's familiar with the Bermuda Triangle off the coast of Florida, Bermuda Island. Long history of planes and ships and everything else disappearing, right? So we're going to invent a new phenomenon called the Diamond Triangle. On the bottom, as support, you always have the apes, right? Always supporting. We own 80% of the stock. That will not change. We buy, we hold. Shorts are in the middle. So closing in is the regulatory rule filings, SEC, DTCC, and SEC, some of which goes into effect tomorrow. The walls are closing in, right? And so now you've got the third part of the triangle, AMC Theaters. AMC is quickly recovering. This company is getting stronger by the day. Revenues are increasing. Titles are lining up. All the parameters around a growing and recovering business coming out of COVID. We now have the shorts trapped. They are not going anywhere, and diamonds, as we know, are forever. There is only one way out, and that is a squeeze. They aren't going anywhere. They are trapped in the Diamond Triangle, ladies and gentlemen. When in doubt, zoom out, right? Let's look at the bigger picture. We are still clearly on the uptrend. AMC is perfectly fine. We've been there, done that. We're in the $9 level. No worries whatsoever. So let's look at the options expiring tomorrow. That $11 level is very, very important, I believe. That is 24,000 calls expiring in the money at $11. A few puts at 10 at 5,900 open interest. I am not concerned. I do believe $11 is well within our reach, especially after this earnings call. We'll see how the day goes. So as you can see, some big contracts. $40 strike call on expiring June 18th. A lot of bullish sentiment today. Big trades, big dollars, right? So let's look at the general sentiment in the options chain. Again, I don't trade options. I just use this for sentiment. Yesterday, we were nearly 4 to 1. We are at 2.5 to 1. We are still very, very bullish. The 2.5 to 3 has been our traditional range over the last month or two, if not longer. So it's still exceptionally bullish. So obviously, annual shareholder meeting was rescheduled. Tomorrow, there are some of the NSCC rules going into effect. That could be a huge catalyst to scare some of the shorts out of their position above and beyond the earnings call. So I'm looking very much forward to tomorrow and next week. So one of my favorite quotes regarding this stock from the movie V for Vendetta: beneath this mask, there is more than flesh. Beneath this mask, there is an idea, and ideas are bulletproof. There is no doubt our ideas are bulletproof. The shorts cannot hurt us. The FUD cannot hurt us. Negative sentiment cannot hurt us. We are in this for many, many reasons. Do not let what comes tomorrow, which will likely be some hit articles and other negative sentiment, scare you out of your positions. I truly believe, myself, only my opinion, that we are in a really good position right now. Again, share earnings call today went exceptionally bullish. So let's look at a few of the key highlights from the earnings call. Revenues came in at 148 million, relatively consistent with last quarter. Understandably, there was not a lot of movie titles. They certainly did not see the benefit of Godzilla vs. Kong in this earnings report. The earnings per share was a net loss of $1.42. That is about $1.70 better than last quarter. This company is improving quickly. They have over $2 billion raised. They are using that to pay off massive amounts of debt very quickly. Do not let the FUD articles tell you otherwise. They are hiring 5,000 to 10,000 people very shortly, if not now. 17 million shares were sold of the 43 million to raise additional capital. So that's actually good, in my opinion, up until yesterday, as a matter of fact. But the share recount, that is the big one. It is scheduled for June 2nd as of right now. So this company is clearly on a rebound. It has enough cash to get it through the end of 2022. Again, very, very solvent company. The shorts, quite frankly, are in a horrible, horrible spot. So just a brief reminder, Odeon Theaters, which is a subsidiary of AMC in Great Britain, is opening all of their theaters on May 17th. That's a big part of the revenue miss. That will be huge for Q2. That's 2,900 screens in 14 different companies in Europe, 120 cinemas. Huge, huge. So again, just another example of the recovery of AMC. So let's look in, this is the level 2 data on Webull. So this was going on this afternoon. So some of you may or may not know what spoofing is. It's an illegal practice, and I'm certainly not making the claim that this is spoofing, but this is certainly manipulation. They shorted this price down to at least begin covering, if not spoofing, with 63,000 shares at $9. They want the best price, right? Short it down, cover at the best price. That's exactly what they were doing, but it is also, in my opinion, at least a form of manipulation. So let's look again. This was during the earnings call, literally as it's going on. Obviously, a lot of bullish sentiment around the earnings call. Adam Aaron was saying a lot of great things. The company's improving, cash flow, got $2 billion raised, all these wonderful things. Well, lo and behold, what do? They capped it. they kept a lid on the price from it running up, which is why you clearly saw the price not increasing up to and during the earnings call. Again, this is the enemy that we're fighting here. So let's look at how the shares on loan versus returned went today. So I'm just going to show you two graphics. They started out this morning at 9:30 with 150,000 returned shares. Not much, but they borrowed 150 million. Slammed it right at the opening yet again, right? Rinse and repeat. The borrow change, they had 1.27 million shares at their disposal throughout the day. By the end of the day, they had returned 917,000. They borrowed 3.34 million shares. So right now, and this was at close, 2.42 million shares borrowed. They are going to use those hard and heavy tomorrow, especially at open. They are going to fight that options chain. They are going to do everything they can to keep that stock price from rising tomorrow, to keep those 24,000 open interest calls out of the money at $11. So clearly you can see what we're up against tomorrow. However, so just to remind everybody what spoofing looks like. So you got the spoofer, right? Whoever that is, and this is again an illegal act. You can create basically fake bids and fake ask, basically, creating a false demand or a false pessimism, or basically false sell walls or buy walls. And then all of a sudden, as soon as it gets to that price, they disappear, right? That's spoofing. It's clearly a form of market manipulation and price manipulation, and certainly illegal. So again, just another form of manipulation to be looking out for. So again, probably the biggest sentiment and the biggest catalyst we have tomorrow is the implementation of some of these rules. Some go into effect, some may very well get passed tomorrow without comment or dissent. So tomorrow could be a very, very big day regarding around these rules, and they may very well get scared out of their positions. But I certainly look forward to next week. This could really drive the price action next week. So let's look at the short interest. On top is today's. You can certainly see yesterday's in comparison. Basically zero change for whatever reason on the exchange reported short interest at nearly 94 million. The exchange short interest percent of free float was up just a bit. Percent free float on loan was about the same. Shares on loan went up 1 million or so. We obviously see otherwise they have nearly 2 million borrowed. Days to cover is incrementally going up. Again, I believe 3 to 4 days, but we are 1.57. Cost to borrow went down just a little bit simply because of some of those return shares. They borrow more. They can manipulate that as well, and we're back to a 100% utilization. Institutional owners went up by 1 yet again. Also, positions were increased at 409 institutional owners. We still own 79% of the stock. Total volume was substantially higher than yesterday. I know that there were, the 6 minutes missing, and weird things around the volume, but we were at 38.6 million today. Short shares available according to Fintel, 55,000, basically none, because they've got them all. Short borrow fee at 11.18 on Fintel. Obviously, you can see there is a discrepancy between that and Vortex. And again, as a reminder, 2.7 million failures to deliver as of April 14th. So just a quick reminder again how the price responded after the earnings call in early March. There was a brief run up to earnings, and then we quickly went up to $14.54. I do not believe the stock will react any differently. I do believe we will return to a bullish standpoint. I believe the last 6-7 days have been clearly manipulation, but I believe a lot of the rules around the diamond triangle, we're squeezing them in. We will short squeeze them out. This is the earnings call in the earnings leading up to the November 2nd of 2020. You can clearly see multiple red days, pressed down, got past earnings, and we spiked up $3. So again, I'm still very bullish now that we're at earnings and after. I clearly believe we are in a very, very good spot. So this is where we are today regarding the short data trend lines, the cost to borrow, shares on loan, free float on loan, estimated short interest. There is a downward trend. It's flattened out over the last day or so. I believe it's been in a holding pattern. We'll see what the coming days bring. But I do believe some of these regulatory rules are going to force them out of their positions, margin calls and what have you. So again, I've touched on this the last few days, the rinse and repeat of how they do this. And you can clearly see the gray borrowed share volume bars on the graphic and how it reacts to the stock. You can clearly see they are also running out of shares. If you look over to the far right, the volume that they're able to borrow is next to nothing. They've been recirculating these 2 million shares all week long, which is why we're at 100% utilization. They are running out of ammo. We just need to press the price action up, and that will come. I have no doubt it will come. Again, just as a reminder, you can see the massive amount of borrowing against this since the baby squeeze. They are running out of ammunition, but from the time of the baby squeeze up until now, we are literally 3 times more shares on loan than we were before the baby squeeze. We were at 50 million. We are now at 150 million. They cannot escape. They just cannot escape the diamond triangle, right? So, got a couple questions for you. See if you still believe. It's a recovering company. Do you believe? The company has a reduction in debt. They are clearly paying off debt. Good company, right? Check. Short data trending all in our favor for a short squeeze. Check. Rules implementation, NSCC, SEC, DTCC, all the different rules and regs coming into place. Check. Revenues poised to increase. Got a lot of great titles. Q2, Q3 earnings should be phenomenal as in comparison. Check. But more importantly, after today, after the earnings, after the last 7-8 days, do you still believe? I know I do. So as always, I have skin in the game personally. I have been bleeding 7 days straight. I am in this till the end. I am diamond hand, as you can clearly see. My bold prediction for tomorrow, I could be very, very wrong. I do believe there's going to be a fight, maybe not in the morning, but I do believe by the end of the day there is going to be a fight for that $11 call, those $24,000 contracts expiring in the money at 11. I know I've reduced this obviously since earlier in the week, but I do believe that $11 level is critically important. I do believe there will be a lot of bullish sentiment around this stock tomorrow based on the earnings, and as people have had a chance to absorb it, So anyway, we'll see how tomorrow goes, but I'm going with $11.01, right? So one last quote. You got a bonus one today. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time, from the book War and Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, all we have to do is be patient and give it a little more time. They cannot escape the Diamond Triangle. AMC is recovering. Rules and regs are being implemented. We hold 80% of the stock. There's no escape. They cannot get out of this. It's only a matter of time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again, as always, for watching. If you found this video informative and entertaining, I would ask you to please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. It is a newer channel, and I would appreciate the support. But as always, I hope your lives are full of green candles. I will see you soon. Take care.